Hi everyone, welcome to the video. Thank you for tuning in. Today's video will focus on various data to interpret when you're looking at price prediction videos, not just from myself, but other people as well. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Always do your own research. So if we jump over to live coin watch, or you can look at CoinMarketCap as well. So you've got the breakdown of all these data here. So the ones we want to look at, or what I place most emphasis on, would be, so we've got today's price, the volume is also relevant, the market cap, which corresponds to the circulating supply of the crypto, and then you've got the total cap there and the total supply. It's important to distinguish the circulating and total supplies. And then there's max supply as well. Let's jump over to this Binance Academy article. Reading some of the information here, the circulating supply refers to coins that are accessible to the public and should not be confused with the total and max supply. Paraphrasing this information, the total supply is all of the coins included in the circulating supply plus those held in escrow. And in the case of, say, Binance coin, it also factors in coins that were burnt, and then Binance does the periodic coin burn as well, which I'll come to in a second. The max supply, the maximum quantity of coins or tokens that would ever exist. Bitcoin is one that comes to mind. If we look here, total Bitcoins to ever be produced, 21 million, and approximately 17.8 million Bitcoins in circulation at the moment, so it represents about 85%. As part of supply and demand, we're looking at the scarcity, what's there, and the rate of mining and the rewards. And as a quick side note here, we're about 300 days away from the next Bitcoin block reward halving. So I've made a separate video about that, which gives you further information. And the same with Litecoin, which is just around the corner. Now, let's just go into CoinMarketCap here with Bitcoin to just reinforce this information. They make it explicitly clear what is the max supply and the circulating supply, but in some cases, as I've mentioned before with XRP, a vast amount of it is being held in escrow. The total cap here is a better reflection of the amount of money in XRP, let alone any cryptocurrency, as shown here with the market caps, which correspond to the circulating supplies. I believe you get the gist of that. So moving on to other information that's relevant. When you want to gauge how long it would take for a cryptocurrency to reach a certain price, say in 2 or 3 years time or 5 years time, it's also worthwhile looking at the all-time high and where we are now compared to that. So Live Coin Watch gives a fairly simple breakdown of that, and then you can also check this out on the graph as well. You need to consider the influx of institutional investors as opposed to retail investors. So us, for example, how this influences the market. We look at news in the space. But I want to draw your attention to my price predictions that I've done so far. If I jump over to Tron, for example, the prices you're aiming for, the circulating supply, and this is just a hypothetical one, of 80 billion Tronics. You look at the relationship of the two, and then you get a clearer understanding of the market cap. What prompted me to make this video was the fact that I started including time frames. Reflecting on this, it's a mistake because I've made very conservative time frames, and it was silly of me to look at something, say, more than 8 years down the track. It's been very contentious. These are very arbitrary. Market caps are more important than the time frames, but I still believe time frames in general, not these specific ones here, are relevant. And I'll tell you why. If we look at Bitcoin, for example, this hasn't generated as much controversy, so to speak, as opposed to my VeChain token video. I had someone tell me that they believe in the next 3 to 4 years that Bitcoin will hit $1 million per coin, in addition to $1,000 per XRP and then $100 per VeChain token. I don't see this as being realistic in the next 3 to 4 years, when for perspective, and I always emphasize the importance of perspective here, we have a circulating market cap for cryptocurrencies overall of just under 300 billion, and then people are estimating this will jump up to 40 trillion US dollars. Those three, not to mention the hundreds of other cryptos we have, even if you just let's just say the top 30. That's insane. For this to jump up to, say, $40 trillion in the next 4 years, that's not practical. I don't think that is plausible. As soon as I contested it, they just switched off and didn't want to engage in conversation. I believe there's a lot of rubbish out there. Some of you might think my predictions are rubbish. If you do, then tell me why. If I've made a mistake, then point that out. No one is perfect. We all make mistakes here and there. The whole point of this is to give you an idea of what market caps we would need to reach with the circulating supply to get to a certain price, whether it be $10 per XRP or $2,000 per Ether, so on and so forth. All of that information I've mentioned you need to consider. And then you've got partnerships as well, which I touched on before. All of these variables need to be factored in. Further information here about the 8th Binance coin burn, or the BNB burn, and that ties in with reducing its supply, especially the circulating supply, or in this case, the total supply as well, and then the impact this would have on the price too. So it's a lot of information to consider, but better to be equipped with useful information, or to at least have some useful information, than to have nothing at all. What are your thoughts on this? I look forward to your feedback. If you like this video, subscribe, and don't forget to smash the bell icon. Give it a thumbs up as well. If you have feedback, leave it in the comment section, or if you just want to say g'day, that's also fine. And share this with anyone who you believe will benefit from this. That's a wrap. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I will speak to you soon. Adios.